Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And this channel is all about learning English through stories. We share moral stories that are easy to understand and meaningful. Stories that teach us important lessons about life. Today I have a very special story for you. It is called The Devoted Friend. This story is about friendship, but not the kind of friendship you might expect. It will make you think. It will make you question. And by the end, you will understand what true friendship really means. So if you enjoy this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new story. All right, let us begin. Have you ever had a friend who only takes from you but never gives back? Someone who asks for your help again and again, but when you need them, they are nowhere to be found. This is a story about that kind of friendship, and trust me, it does not end well. Meet Hans. Hans was a simple man. He lived alone in a small cottage at the edge of a village. He did not have much money. He did not have a fancy job. But Hans had something beautiful. A garden. His garden was amazing. Roses in every color: red, pink, yellow, white. Tulips, sunflowers, violets, lilies. It was the most beautiful garden in the entire village. Hans loved his garden more than anything in the world. Every single day he would wake up early. He would water the plants, pull out the weeds, trim the flowers, make everything perfect. People would walk by just to see his garden. They would stop and admire the colors. The sweet smell of the flowers filled the air. Hans was not rich, but he was happy. He had his flowers. He had his little home. And he had one close friend, a man named Hugh. Everyone in the village called him the Miller. The Miller was very different from Hans. He was rich. He owned a big mill where wheat was ground into flour. He had workers. He had land. He had animals: cows, sheep, chickens. The Miller had everything. But Hans did not care about any of that. To Hans, the Miller was just his best friend. Nothing more, nothing less. Or so he thought. The Miller would visit Hans often, almost every week, sometimes even more. And every single time he came, he would take something. A basket full of fresh roses, a bag of ripe tomatoes, handfuls of strawberries and cherries. Hans never said no. He never asked for anything in return. The Miller would smile at him and say, "Hans, you know what they say. True friends share everything. We are like brothers. What is yours is mine. What is mine is yours."
Remember, true friendship isn't about what someone can do for you. It's about loyalty, support, and shared values.
And Hans would smile back. He felt so lucky. He had
Miller,
such a kind
what
and
is it?
wise friend.
It's terrible! You must help! Come inside!
But he
No time!
Problem. The Miller never actually gave Hans anything. Not once. Not ever. He only took. The neighbors noticed this. They would whisper to each other, "Have you seen the Miller? He takes
Behold,
flowers
Hans,
from Hans
a gift
every
worthy
week.
of a king.
But
That
does he ever
broken old
give
thing.
anything
Are you
back?"
serious?
Nonsense,
No.
it has character.
Never.
Behold,
But
Hans, a
Hans
magnificent gift for your
Did
loyal
not
service.
listen to them. He trusted his
It's a bit
friend
broken, sir.
completely.
Thank you, sir.
Then one year winter
So
came,
cold and hungry.
and everything changed.
This roast is
The
perfection.
cold winds blew.
I need food,
The
more
snow
wine.
covered the ground. Hans' garden died. All the flowers were gone. The vegetables stopped growing. Hans had nothing left to sell at the market. His savings ran out.
Look,
Week
there
by
he goes
week,
again.
His money disappeared.
Taking poor Hans's goods.
Soon he had barely
Something's
any
not
food.
right. We should follow.
Some nights he would go to bed with just a piece of stale bread. Sometimes he had nothing at all. He would sit alone in his cold, dark house, shivering, hungry, tired. He would look outside at the frozen garden and feel sad. But he told himself spring will come soon. Everything will be okay. But there was one question on his mind. Where was the miller? Where was his best friend? The miller did not visit Hans even once during the entire winter. Not once. Hans waited. He hoped, maybe tomorrow he will come. Maybe he is busy. But the miller never showed up. Do you want to know where the miller was? He was at home, sitting by a warm fire, eating hot meals every day. His family was happy. His belly was full. He had everything he needed. One night, the miller's wife asked him a question. "Darling, should we invite Hans over for dinner? It is so cold outside. He must be struggling." The miller shook his head. "No, absolutely not." His wife looked confused. "Why not?" The miller said, "If Hans comes here and sees our warm house, our good food, our comfortable life, he will feel jealous. Jealousy is a terrible thing. It ruins people. I need to protect Hans from jealousy. I am such a good friend." His wife smiled. "Oh, you are so thoughtful, so caring." Then their young son spoke. "Up, Father, can I at least give Hans some of my food? I have plenty." The miller got angry. "Stop being foolish, boy. If Hans comes here, he will start asking me for things. He will want flour. He will want money. I cannot give him those things. Business is business. Friendship is friendship. They are completely separate. Do you understand?" The boy nodded quietly. And so Hans continued to suffer. Alone, cold, hungry, while his so-called best friend stayed warm and comfortable. But then finally spring arrived. The snow melted. The sun came out. The flowers began to bloom again. Hans was back in his garden. He looked thinner, weaker, but he was smiling. He was planting seeds, watering the soil, hoping for a good season. Then he heard a voice behind him. "Hans, my dear friend Hans." He turned around. It was the miller, standing there with a big smile, holding a large empty basket. Hans felt his heart fill with joy. "My friend, you came." The miller walked closer. "Of course I came, Hans. I thought about you all winter. I wondered how you were doing." Hans felt tears in his eyes. "You did. That means so much to me." The miller looked around the garden. "I heard you had a difficult winter. I heard you had to sell some of your things." Hans nodded slowly. "Yes, I sold my silver buttons to buy bread. Then I sold my chain. Then my pipe, and finally even my wheelbarrow. But it is okay. Spring is here now. I will sell my flowers and buy everything back." The miller smiled warmly. "Hans, you are such a hard worker. So humble, so kind. Listen, I want to help you. I am going to give you my old wheelbarrow." Hans' eyes went wide. "You will give me your wheelbarrow? Really?" The miller nodded. "Yes, it is a bit old. One side is broken. The wheel does not turn properly. But you can still use it." Hans could not believe it. "Thank you. Thank you so much. You are the best friend anyone could ever have." But then the miller looked over at the shed. He saw a wooden board leaning against the wall. "Oh, Hans, is that your wooden board?" Hans nodded. "Yes, why?" The miller walked over and picked it up. "I need this. My barn has a big hole in the roof. I need to fix it, since I am giving you my wheelbarrow. It is only fair that you give me this board." "Right." Hans hesitated, just for a second. He needed that board too. But how could he say no? The miller was giving him a wheelbarrow. "Of course, take it, please." The miller smiled. "You are so generous, Hans." Then he handed Hans the big empty basket. "Now, since I gave you my wheelbarrow, maybe you could fill this basket with some flowers, just as a small thank you." Hans looked at his beautiful primroses. If he gave them all away, he would have nothing to sell at the market. But the miller was his friend, his best friend. How could he refuse? Hans bent down and started picking flowers. One by one, he filled the entire basket, until there was not a single flower left. The miller took the basket, he took the wooden board, and he walked away. Smiling, Hans waved goodbye. He stood there in his empty garden. But he felt happy. He felt proud to help his friend. But the story does not end there. The very next day, the miller came back. This time he was carrying a huge sack of flour. Hans, I need a favor. Can you carry this sack to the market for me? Hans looked at his garden. The soil needed watering. The plants needed care. I am sorry, but I really need to work in my garden today. The plants will die if I do not take care of them. The miller frowned. Hans, after everything I did for you, I gave you my wheelbarrow, and now you are refusing to help me. Is that how friendship works? Hans felt terrible. A wave of guilt crashed over him. No. I am so sorry. Of course I will help you. Let me carry it right now. The sack was incredibly heavy. Hans struggled to lift it onto his back. The road to the market was long. The sun was burning hot. Sweat dripped down his face. His legs shook. His back hurt. But he kept walking, step by step. He did not want to disappoint his friend. Finally, after hours, he reached the market. He sold the flour. Then he walked all the way back home. By the time he got back, it was night. He collapsed onto his bed, exhausted. But he told himself, it is okay. The miller is my best friend. I am lucky to have him. And this became Hans' life. Every single day, the miller had a new task. Hans, fix the roof of my barn. Hans, take my sheep to the mountain. Hans, carry this. Hans, lift that. Hans, chop this wood. Hans never had time for his own garden anymore. The flowers started dying. The vegetables rotted. Everything he had worked for was falling apart. His body ached. His hands were covered in blisters. His back was in constant pain. But every night he would tell himself the same thing. The miller gave me his wheelbarrow. I owe him. He is my friend. I have to help him. Then one terrible night, everything changed. A huge storm hit the village. Thunder roared. Lightning flashed across the sky. Rain poured down like a waterfall. The wind howled and screamed. Hans sat alone in his tiny house, wrapped in a thin blanket, trying to stay warm by his small fire. Suddenly there was a loud bang on the door. Boom, boom, boom. Hans jumped. He opened the door. Standing there soaking wet was the miller. He was holding a lantern. His face looked panicked. Hans, I need your help. My son. He fell from a ladder. He is badly hurt. I need someone to go get the doctor. The doctor lives on the other side of the forest. It is far. Very far. Will you go? Hans looked outside. The storm was terrifying. Trees were bending and snapping. The rain was so heavy you could barely see anything. But he did not hesitate. Of course, I will go right now. But wait, can I borrow your lantern? It is so dark outside. I cannot see anything. I might fall. The miller pulled the lantern back quickly. Oh, no. This is my new lantern. It was very expensive. I cannot risk losing it. What if something happens to it? Hans stared at him. For a moment, he did not know what to say. Then he took a deep breath. It is okay. I will go without it. Do not worry. Hans stepped out into the storm. The rain hit his face like needles. The wind pushed him back. He could barely stand. But he kept moving forward. One step at a time. He thought only about one thing. Saving the miller's son. He stumbled through the mud. He fell. He got back up. He kept going. Hours passed. The storm got worse and worse. Hans was lost. He could not see where he was going. Everything was dark. And then He stepped into something. Water. Deep, cold water. He tried to swim, but the current was too strong. His body was too weak. He could not fight it. And slowly, he sank. The next morning, the storm was over. The sun came out. The villagers went outside, and then someone saw something in the pond. It was Hans. His body floating in the water. He was dead. The entire village was heartbroken. Poor Hans. So kind, so selfless, so good. Gone forever. They carried his body back. They prepared a funeral. Everyone came. And at the funeral, the miller stood up to speak. He wiped his eyes. He looked sad. Hans was my dearest friend, my most devoted friend. I loved him like a brother. I will miss him so much. Then he sighed heavily. But you know what the worst part is? Now I have nobody to give my broken wheelbarrow to. I was going to give it to him. But now, he is gone. What a waste. People stared at him, their mouths open in shock. But the miller did not notice. He went home. He ate his dinner. He slept peacefully. He never felt guilty. He never understood what he had done wrong. To this very day, the miller talks about friendship, about loyalty, about generosity. But he never learned what any of those words actually mean. Hans was a true friend. He gave everything. His time, his energy, his flowers, his health, even his life. But the miller, he was never a real friend, not even close. He only took, he never gave. He used Hans' kindness, he used his goodness, and he never cared. So what is the lesson here? Real friendship is not one-sided. Real friends do not only take, they give back, they care, they support each other. If you have someone in your life who only takes from you, someone who uses you, someone who never helps you when you need them, that is not friendship, that is exploitation. Know the difference. Protect your energy. Protect your kindness. Give it to people who truly deserve it, not to people who use it. Because your time matters. Your effort matters. Your heart matters. Do not waste them on people who do not value you. Thank you so much for watching. If this story made you think, please hit the like button. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And subscribe to the channel for more meaningful stories like this. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself. And remember, true friendship always goes both ways. Always. Goodbye.